Govinda Jaya Gopala Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe Gopi Gopala Venugopala Mukunda Madhava Gopi Gopala Gopi Gopala Venugopala Mukunda Madhava Gopi Gopala Krishna Hare 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 Dasi Radhu Jai Shri Radha Shri Radha.
Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaya Nishprapancha Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaya Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaya Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase.
So I guess we are all lucky today because we are a few minutes early and everyone is in already. So I just discussed with the rest of the crew that we have some bonus meditation for tonight. So if you are ready, then you can roll over to the right side of the body. Take a couple of breaths and then slowly come to sit up with your eyes closed and with your legs crossed, resting your hands gently on the knees. Going with another formulation, if I can tune down the music a little bit, right? Yeah. No, it's fine. It was a little bit loud. Yeah. I'm going to stop the music anyways. So let's come to sit with our eyes closed. And while the hands are rested on the knees, see if you can become aware of the breath. Bringing the fullest attention to the movement of the breath inside. And since it's pretty hard to focus on the breath, maybe you can make the focus a little bit more channeled, so to say. So maybe you can focus on your upper lip, feeling the coolness of each in-breath on the upper lip and the gentle warmth of each out-breath on the upper lip. So we are more focusing on the sensations on that particularly triangle part just above the lip. And that's all you need to do for now. And remember that you're not here for me or for your neighbor. You're simply here because of yourself. So whatever you do the next 2 minutes, do it for yourself and for the fullest love you can feel for yourself. For the love for this moment. To invite yourself to the here and now. And every time you notice that your mind starts to drift away, don't get frustrated, but simply bring the attention again back to the sensation that is caused by the breath. The coolness of each in-breath and the gentle warmth of each out-breath. And we are not going to sit here for the next 1.5 hours, so make those 2 minutes count. And again, bring the attention back to the sensations of the breath. Practicing to create a strong focus, to gain control over the mind. It's such a simple practice. Simple but very direct and helpful. And then let's unite the hands together in front of the heart space. Exhaling first, taking a long and deep breath in, chanting 3 times Om together. Bowing the head towards the heart, and dedicate your practice to offer the practice away to someone else who is in the need of help or some extra love and attention. And then you can raise your hands down to the knees. We are going to chant Jai Ma, Jai Ananda Ma. Ananda means bliss, and Jai Ma means the caring mother. So, Jai Ma, Jai Ananda Ma. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ananda Ma, Jai
Jai Ananda
Jema, Jema, Janandama, Jema, Jema, So for now, you can keep your eyes closed just a little while longer, because we are going to discuss a little bit of the Yoga Sutras, which is the focus of this month, which is each September the focus of the month at Svaha, and this is really one of the main books in yoga. So it's a very scientific approach on how we can actually understand our mind, and therefore by understanding we can gain more control. So by understanding it is the first chapter, and then actually it's quite practical with introducing different kind of practices to control the mind. So you can keep your eyes closed if you have opened them. So the book starts, or the scripture starts with the definition of yoga. And you might have seen it when you entered the studio. Yoga happens when the fluctuations of the mind are being stilled. So you might know your own mind as a little monkey mind, right? A monkey jumping from one tree to the other tree and then to the other tree, and it's just an ongoing thing throughout your whole life. Well, yoga says we are going to slow down that process and eventually even stop that process, because when you gain control over your own mind, you can actually experience more freedom and more liberation and more joy and bliss. So a way of doing that is practicing non-attachment, and in Sanskrit it is vairagyam. So we practice non-attachment to practice in letting go of things we think throughout our daily life that we need that. For example, on a very simple basic level, you can try to let go of coffee for like a week or a month or whatsoever, and simply notice what it does to your mind and to your body. But we can also go deeper and then really work with the deep grooves that are built up throughout our whole lives, which are the imprints of our being, so to say. It's the imprint of things like, I actually really need to, let's say that you've been a car thief for your whole life. And then every time you see a car that you think like, oh, I'm going to steal that car, then you can consciously decide from one day on, I'm not going to steal a car anymore. But as soon as you start, if you pass by a car, your mind will always remind you of that old groove. Well, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali says simply, if you don't water your samskaras, your grooves, they will eventually start to die. So that's working on a gross but also a more subtle level. And if we do that, if we let go of our samskaras, all the things, the habits and the things that we identify ourselves with, for example, after a long day of work that you need a glass of wine, or if you're emotional that you are going to eat chocolates, or if you feel alone that you want to have a friend or a lover around you who is going to still the pain of being lonely, for so to say. So we all have these habits, and we keep on running after those habits most of the time on a very unconscious level. So basically this path of practicing non-attachment is to not pay attention anymore to all the the cravings and things that are that are coming in through the senses, whether it's through hearing or whether it's through seeing. And the bottom line, the punchline of the Yoga Sutras is then stick to this practice, because you need to practice it over a longer period of time, and then those habits will fade away. But we can also introduce certain practices that make this path a little bit more easy. And I'm going to promise you already, this is not a very steady linear line going steadily up, but there are certainly ups and downs. But through this process, we really create a strong mind. We are strengthening the mind. So one practice to be introduced, which is introduced by the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, is to focus or to concentrate on a single subject. So that's something that we just did in the start of class, right? Simply focus on your upper lip, breathing in, breathing out. And because then we turn the attention away from all our mind patterns, then all these patterns in our mind will go more to the background. So this will keep the mind steady and produces like a proper effect of concentration. And breath is the most natural instrument that is always there with us. So we can use that wisely. Other ways to keep the mind calm are the practice of mantra, as we just did. Jai Ma, Jai Ananda Ma, repeat that throughout the day. Or focusing maybe on every exhale, and then, like after the exhale, retain the breath out for a while. That also really helps to calm down the mind. So this is really, what to do to turn the attention away from the mind patterns, is introduce a practice where you can fully concentrate on something and then stick to that practice for a longer period of time with full earnestness, right? That's creating a full authentic relationship with yourself, and therefore reaching some more stillness in your mind, which we can all use probably, because the outside world is moving so fast and wants all these kind of things from you and keeps on bringing up shit, right? So that's one thing that is for sure. The one thing that you can control is your mind. How does your mind react to it? And there is a key to true happiness, so to say. All right. I think we have done enough sitting. So I'm going to ask you to open your eyes. And then just be aware of the mind thinking maybe, finally, now I can straighten the legs. That might also be a habit. So the practice that we are going to practice today on the mat is also a beautiful practice to turn the attention away from the thoughts and bringing the attention more to the body and the breath, and therefore creating like breaking the pattern, so to say. So for today we are going to focus a little bit on heart opening and back bends, and we are going to start with a little dawn stretch, something that you can do every morning. So you can come to stand at the front of your mat with the feet just a little bit wider than the hips, and the feet are parallel, the outside of the feet are parallel to each other. And then we are going to unite the hands in front of the heart, and let's exhale first together. On the next inhale, hook the thumbs, bend the knees and start to scoop up. Arch a little bit back, open the heart space, and on the exhale now folding forward over the legs. On the inhale, we're moving to the left side in a big circle, stretching up in the middle, and on the exhale we fold through the right side. On the inhale, big circle to the right, follow your fingers with your eyes. On the exhale, now turn to the left. On the inhale, in the middle, coming up. Arching just slightly back. Open the heart space. And exhaling, bring the hands together in front of the heart. Inhaling one more round like this. Opening the chest. Exhale, now fold forward over two straight legs. Inhaling, big circle to the left. Stretching out in the middle, long belly. Exhaling, going to the right. Inhaling, following the breath, making the circle even bigger and more beautiful. And exhaling, turning to the left. Now, on the inhale, coming up, arching back. And exhaling, hands together in front of the heart space. Beautiful. Shaking the legs out. And let's come to stand at the front of the mat, big toes together, side of the feet parallel, and bring your hands again in front of the heart space. Close your eyes and take a couple of breaths for yourself. Bring your full attention to the breath. And intensifying the breath maybe a little bit more. And if you are familiar with an Ujjayi breath, then start engaging your Ujjayi breath. That means that we are making the breath audible, not only for yourself, but don't be shy, also for your neighbors. I actually want to hear you breathing throughout class. Then opening your eyes, exhaling together. And on the next inhale, we are going to lift the arms up, taking the whole inhale to lift the arms up. Look up to your thumbs. And on the exhale, now fold forward over the legs. On the inhale, high on the fingertips, look up, bending the knees, stepping the right foot back, and stepping the left foot back. Come to a downward facing dog. Taking a big breath in, spreading the fingers wide. And on the exhale, pull your belly button in and up towards the spine. Breathing deeply in, shoulders away from the ears. Exhaling, pulling the belly button in and up. Breathing deeply in. Press the floor away from underneath your hands, lifting a little bit higher throughout the spine. Breathing deeply in, feeling the length happening in the spine. Exhaling, straightening your legs a little bit more. And then taking one final breath. And out. On the inhale, lifting the right foot up. Now step it forwards in between the hands. Bring the left foot forwards. On the inhale, lift the chest. And on the exhale, folding forward over the legs. Feel the feet on the floor. From there, on the inhale, start to lift up the arms, taking the whole inhale to lift the arms up. Open your chest, look up to your thumbs. Exhaling together, the hands in front of the hearts. Inhaling, big circle, bring your arms up high. And exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, high on the fingertips, bend the knees, stepping the left foot back now. And the right foot back, downward facing dog. Breathing deeply in. And out. Breathing deeply in. And breathing out. Start to bring your heels more towards the floor. They are not in contact with the floor. If that's the case, then make the space between the hands and feet just a little bit bigger. Breathing deeply in. And out. And taking one more deep breath in. And out. On the next inhale, shoulders forwards, come to a high plank. Press your heels away and lower your butt so your whole body is in one line. Taking one more breath in, feeling the length throughout the whole body. And exhale, lower the whole body now towards the floor. Point the toes, and on the inhale, lift the chest, lift the knees, elbows into the ribs. Exhale, come back to the floor, curl the toes under. And first bring the seat back to the heels. And from there, on the exhale, start to straighten the legs. Take one more deep breath in, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And out. On the inhale, left foot high. Step it forwards in between the hands. Right foot follows. Inhale, lift the chest up. And on the exhale, folding forward over the legs. From the feet on the inhale, start to lift up the arms. Open the chest, look up to your thumbs. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Close your eyes and come to your own breath. Taking a moment to really sink into the posture. Feeling the steadiness of the floor underneath you. Feeling the length throughout the rest of the body. Reaching up with the crown of the head. Becoming aware with all these body sensations. Opening your eyes. Exhaling together. And again on the inhale, lifting your arms up. Opening your chest, arch a little bit back. Exhale, now fold forward over the legs. Inhale high on the fingertips, bend the knees. Stepping the right foot back. Stepping the left foot back. Come to a downward facing dog. Let's take one breath here. And exhaling gently. On the inhale, right foot up, keeping the hips leveled. And now stepping the right foot forward in between the hands. We're going to bring the feet hip width apart. Front thigh is already parallel to the floor, and you press the left foot back. So you create a strong back leg already. And then we are going to bring the hands towards the right knee. First, lift fully up with your upper body. There's strength in your lower back. And the chest is open. On the next inhale, start lifting your arms up high. So first, reach up through the arms. And exhale, sink deeper in the posture. Relax your shoulders. Bringing your eyes to one spot. And softening the eyes. Taking one more breath. And out. On the next inhale, bring your hands back towards the floor. Come to a downward facing dog. Taking one breath. And out. On the next inhale, lifting the left foot up. And step it forward in between the hands. Again, make sure that the front thigh is parallel. You reach back with your right heel. And then slowly start bringing your hands towards that left knee. So come and stand up with your upper body. Chest is open. And then on the inhale in one go, lifting your arms up. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper in the posture. Staying here, breathing deeply in. So really think of creating more space in your chest. There's really a lot of space to breathe to. And then take one more breath in. And out. On the next inhale, bring your hands back towards the floor. Now come to a high plank. And on the exhale, come to lay down the body on the floor. Pointed toes. On the inhale, lift the chest, lift the knees. Exhale, come back to the floor. Curl the toes under. And from there, bring the seat back to the heels. And then straighten the legs in a downward facing dog. We're going to take 5 breaths. So find the grounding of the hands and the feet. Especially the roots of the toes and the fingers are reaching down into the floor. Spreading the fingers maybe a little bit wider. Breathing deeply in. And out. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears so the shoulder blades are coming together on the back. Taking one final breath. And out. On the inhale, lifting the right foot up. And now step it forward in between the hands. Left foot follows. On the inhale, lift your chest up. And on the exhale, fold forward over 2 straight legs. From the feet on the inhale, start to lift up the arms. We are going to open the chest fully. Look up to your hands. And then exhale, the hands together in front of the heart space. Again, take 1 or 2 breaths with your eyes closed. Checking in with your body sensations. And then open your eyes again. Exhale together. And on the next inhale, lifting your arms up high. And on the exhale, folding forward over the legs. Inhale high on the fingertips, bend the knees. It's the left foot that steps back. And the right foot come to a downward facing dog. Taking a full breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale, lifting your right foot up. Now step it in between your hands, and the left knee comes towards the floor. Full left foot comes to the floor, and feel that all the 5 toes of your left foot are making contact with the earth. This is the only time in class that your knee can come over the ankle. Yeah? So be mindful of that. We are already stretching the left front thigh. So you can bring your hands maybe to your right knee and already starting to open the chest. So you first reach up through the spine and then arch a little bit back. We are not simply hanging back in the lower back. If you want to take it one step further, then on the inhale, bring your arms up high and bring the palms together above the head. First reach up, and then on the exhale, maybe arch back. Breathing deeply in. Simply imagine that there is a thread on your breastbone that lifts you up. So you make sure that there's a length in the whole spine and you're not hanging in your lower back. Eyes soft. Breathing fully in towards the chest, and on the exhale feeling the strength in the lower belly. On the inhale now, bring your hands down to the floor, stepping back to a downward facing dog. Breathing deeply in and out. On the inhale, left foot up. Step it forward in between the hands, and this time the right knee comes to the floor. Full right foot comes to the floor, and all the 5 toes of the right foot are making contact. So, left knee over the left ankle. You already feel that stretch on the right thigh. First hands on the knee. You lift your sternum, your breastbone first up, and then maybe arching a little bit back. And on the inhale, if you like, you can bring your arms up high. First reaching up through the spine. And if you have some more space, you can arch a little bit back. You want to keep your shoulders soft. You want to keep your eyes soft. Breathing fully and deeply in towards the chest. Exhale, feeling the strength in your lower belly. Feeling a deep breath in. Even breathe through your back lungs. And out. On the next inhale, bring your hands slowly down to the floor. Come to a downward facing dog. Take one breath. And out. On the inhale now, shoulders forwards to a high plank. And exhale, lower the whole body down to the floor. Pointing the toes. On the inhale, lift the chest, lift the knees, elbows into the ribs. Exhale, come back down to the floor. Curl the toes under. And bring the seat back to the heels. And from there, straighten the legs. Come to a downward facing dog. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing slowly and deeply in. And out. Breathing slowly and deeply in. And on the exhale, bring your knees to the width of the mat. And come to rest in a quiet child's pose. Bring the big toes together. And bring your knees so wide so your belly can rest in between your 2 thighs, making your belly super soft, resting your foreheads on the floor. So maintaining a calm breath. And let the breath invite you to this moment. Instead of thinking of things of the past or projecting things in the future, simply bring your full attention to the breath and the body sensations. That's all you need to do for now. Resting the mind by slowing down the breath. Focusing on the body sensations. Really learn to feel what you actually feel. Maybe in your right shoulder, in your left hand, the sole of your left foot, your hips, creating an authentic and very intimate relationship with your own body. Stepping out of the mind and into the body. Softening your shoulders a little bit more. Let's slide everything from your back and your shoulders that you don't longer need. Then exhale, slowly come to roll up. Moving very, very slowly, moving consciously, rolling your spine vertebra by vertebra up, bringing up your head up last. And then coming back to a downward facing dog. Stretching out, taking a full and deep breath in. And exhaling. And then slowly start to walk the hands back towards the feet. Maybe with straight legs, maybe with bent legs, doesn't matter. And at the end, we are all going to bend the knees, so the belly comes through on the thighs. And there is really a strong connection between the two. Letting the shoulders and the head hang. And then we are going to hold the opposite elbows. So reach with the hands to the opposite elbow and bring the arms a little bit behind the head. So you open your shoulders. Taking a long and deep breath in. And on the exhale we're slowly going to straighten the legs, folding over two straight legs. You don't want to press your head towards your shins, but you want to focus on bringing your elbows and your arms a little bit behind the ears, working on a true shoulder opening. On the inhale, you lift and you lengthen throughout the spine, and on the exhale, you fold a little bit deeper over the legs. And you repeat this as a subtle mantra. On the inhale, you lift and lengthen, and on the exhale, you fold a little bit deeper in the forward bend. On the inhale, you lift and lengthen, and on the exhale, you fold a little bit further over the two straight legs. Taking one more breath in, and on the exhale, letting go of the elbows, and bring your hands up on the floor in front of you, opening the palms towards the sky if possible, bending your knees deeply and shaking your head from left to right, rolling your shoulders a couple of times, and then from there feeling the feet standing on the floor, and we're going to roll up on the inhale, slowly, vertebra by vertebra, and we bring up the head up last. Rolling your shoulders one time to the front and one time to the back, maybe shaking out the legs. And then again, come to stand at the front of your mat, big toes together, side of the feet are parallel to each other, and let's unite the hands together in front of the heart space. Closing your eyes, and again, tune in with your breath. This is the owner of the studio, by the way, the guy we've just seen, Patrick. He's very adorable and wise. Always good. Alright. Lengthening your belly a little bit more, lengthening your lower back. Exhaling together, opening the eyes. And then on the next inhale, we're going to lift the arms up, focus on the openness in your chest. And now on the exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale high on the fingertips, bend the knees. Stepping the right foot back, stepping the left foot back. Downward facing dog. Breathing deeply in and out. On the inhale now, lifting the right foot up and step it forward in between the hands. Again, you want to make sure that your front thigh really is parallel to the floor, and otherwise step a little bit longer between the two feet, so you need more space between the feet. And then we're going to turn the left heel towards the floor And the left heel is to be a little bit further away than the left toes. On the inhale, we're going to lift up the arms and bring the hands towards the shoulders. So first, make sure that you're fully open the chest. And then from there, you want to bring your whole chest more forward. So your full chest is completely looking towards the front. Taking one more deep and full breath to the full width of your chest. And exhale. Taking one more deep breath in. And out. On the next inhale, bring your arms together. Bring the hand palms together above the hands. And then on the exhale, open up, warrior 2. Checking the back arm to see if it's in one line with the front. And then gazing back over the front. So the shoulders are really in one line. And the upper body is really above the 2 legs. You're not hanging to the front, not reaching to the back, but really in the middle of your 2 legs. And you really want to bring full length to your lower back. So you shorten your belly a little bit and lengthen your lower back. Taking one more full and deep breath into the chest. And out. Now on the inhale, bring your hands back to the floor. Step back to a downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. And out. On the inhale, lifting the left foot up. Step it forward in between the hands. And again, check if the front thigh is parallel to the floor. And then turn the right heel towards the floor, making sure that the right heel is a little bit further away than the toes. Then slowly come up. And on the inhale, bring your hands towards your shoulders. And then see if you can spin your full chest to the front. Breathing fully and deeply in. So not only to the front part of the chest, but also here to your kidney wings, so to say there. So there's really a lot of space where you can breathe to. Taking one more deep breath in. And out. And then on the inhale, bring your palms together above the hands. Exhale, stay here. Take one more deep breath in, focusing on the length in the arms. And then exhale, open up, warrior 2. Check your front leg to see if it's really parallel to the floor. And this knee is really above the left ankle. Otherwise, step a little bit longer, step a little bit shorter. So really learn to know your own body. Taking a full and deep breath in. And out. Lower their arms a little bit so they're really in one line. And out. Now on the inhale, bring the hands back to the floor. Come to a high plank. And from the high plank, lower the body all the way down to the floor. Pointed toes. On the inhale, now lift your chest. Exhale, come back down to the floor. Curl the toes under, bring the seat back to the heels. And on the exhale, start to straighten the legs. Come to a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And out. Taking a deep breath in. And out. Breathing in, focusing on spreading your fingers maybe a little bit wider. Bring the roots of the fingers and the roots of the toes firmly down to the floor. Taking one more deep breath in. And on the end of the exhale, we're going to bend the knees, look forwards. And then we're jumping the feet forwards. On the inhale, we lift the chest. And on the exhale, we fall forward over the legs. Then on the inhale, lifting up your arms, focusing on the space in your chest. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Close your eyes and again bring the focus back to the breath. Checking in with how am I doing? And then start to open your eyes again. Exhale together, and on the inhale once more lifting the arms, looking up towards the fingers. Exhale, now fall forward over the legs. Inhale high on the fingertips, bend the knees, and the right foot steps back and the left foot step back. Downward facing dog. Taking a full and deep breath in and out. On the inhale, right foot up, Step it forwards in between the hands and the left heel circles to the floor. Make sure that you have the right foundation. On the inhale, bringing your arms up high and then palms together above the hands. So you really want to firmly press the hands together. So you start engaging your arms, but you don't want to hang back like that. So bring your shoulders just a little bit and your arms a little bit in front of you. So your shoulders are coming to the front and you're not simply compressing your arms back. It's really unhealthy for your shoulders, okay? So you might want to bring your arms a little bit more forwards. Taking one more deep breath in. And on the exhale now, open up Warrior 2. Let's take one deep breath in. And out. Opening the palms to the sky and come for the reverse warrior. Placing your left hand very lightly on your back leg. And looking into the right hand. Turning the right side of the chest a little bit more up to the sky. And make sure that your front leg stays parallel to the floor. Take one more breath. And out. On inhale, come back to Warrior 2. Exhale, stay here. And on the inhale now, we are going to straighten the front leg. So engage the legs, lifting up the kneecaps. Exhale, stay there. And now on the inhale, we are going to wrap the left arm around the back. And maybe you can hold your inner groin. Yes. And then reaching forwards on the next inhale, which might feel already completely different than the way you usually come in. Bring the right hand to the ankle or to the shin bone. And then on the next inhale, turn fully open to the left side. So really use the left arm around the back to create a little bit more openness in your chest. Breathing fully into the chest. Exhale, creating strength in your lower belly by pulling the belly button in and up. Taking one more full and deep breath into the chest. And exhale, look down. On the next inhale, let's come up with 2 arms out to the sides. Exhale, now bend your front leg. On the inhale, bring your hands down to the floor. Come to a downward facing dog. Take one breath in between. And out. On the inhale, left foot up. Step it forwards in between the hands and the right heel turns to the floor. Check your own foundation. On the inhale, lifting up your arms. Bring the hand palms firmly together. And maybe a little bit of arms to the front. And feel the difference in your shoulders. There might be a lot more space instead of compressing in your lower back. Taking one more full and deep breath in. And on the exhale now, open up Warrior 2. Arms in one beautiful line. Sink a little bit lower in your front leg. And then open the palms to the sky and come for the reverse warrior. Right hand very lightly on the back leg. You might want to check it by lifting the right hand up from the back leg. Yes. And then look into that left hand. Turning the left side of the chest a little bit more up. Big breath in. And out. On the next inhale, come up for a Warrior 2. And then exhale, stay here. On the next inhale, we're going to straighten the front leg. And stay there for the exhale. On the inhale, the right leg wraps around the arm, wraps around the back. Try to hold the inner groins of the left leg. And now on the next inhale, reaching forwards as far as you can. And then bring the left hand down to the shin or ankle. Reaching up with the right side of the chest and look up towards the ceiling with your eyes. Breathing fully into the chest. Alexander, try to straighten your legs. Yes. Breathing fully in and out. Try to enjoy the space that is created now in the chest. And taking one more breath in. And exhale, look down. From the back foot on the inhale, lifting up with 2 arms. Exhale, bending the front leg. On the inhale, windmill your arms back towards the floor. Come to a high plank. And now come to a low plank chaturanga if you like. So bending the arms, come to 10 centimeters above the floor. And on the inhale, rolling forwards over the toes. And rolling the shoulder blades together on the back. Exhale, rolling back now, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. And out. Bring your index finger or your middle finger towards the front. So don't point your fingers out to the side. Really try to bring the middle finger in the midline or the index finger. Traditionally it's the middle finger, but if you have problems in your shoulders or in your elbows, then it might be wise to bring the index finger more forwards. Taking a deep breath in and out. We're going to take one final breath here. And on the exhale, bend the knees, look forwards, and jumping the feet forwards. On the inhale, lift the chest. And on the exhale, now folding forward over the legs. On the inhale, lifting the arms up high, opening the chest, look up to your thumbs. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart, the center of the body. Closing your eyes, take a couple of breaths for yourself. Tuning in with the breath, tuning in with the body sensations. And then float the eyes open again. Exhale here together. And then on the inhale, lifting the arms up high. And on the exhale, inner elbows are looking towards each other. On the inhale, look up to the nose. And bend the knees, stepping the right foot back. Stepping the left foot back, come to a downward facing dog. Take one big breath in and out. Now on the inhale, lifting your left foot up and step it forwards in between your hands. Left heel turns to the floor. And if you have a block handy, then grab your block and place it on the inside of the right foot. And you really create a strong line out of that right arm and the left and the right leg. The knee and the elbow press together, and you want to bring the left heel a little bit further away than the left toes. Your front thigh is completely parallel to the floor, beautiful. And then on the inhale, start lifting up your arm. So your two arms are now in a beautiful line. Fingers are together. And if you like, and you have some more space, then bring the arm over your face, looking underneath the armpit to the sky. Turning the left side of the chest a little bit more open and lowering the hips maybe a little bit more so your whole body is beautiful, straight line. Taking a full and deep breath to your chest. And exhale, pull the belly button in and up. Taking one more deep breath in and out. Look down, place your block to the side. And stepping gently back to a downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. On the inhale now, left foot up. And step it in between your hands. The right heel turns towards the floor. Place the block on the inside of the foot. And again, create a strong foundation for the rest of the posture. So front thigh parallel to the floor. Hand is on the inside of the foot, and the right heel is a little bit further away than the right toes. Really create enough space between the 2 feet. Now on the inhale, first arms in one line. Alexander, it's not a twist. Yeah, so the left hand is down next to the inner left foot, and you bring the right arm up. Now the other side, sweetheart. So. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's the other foot that comes forward. So the right foot comes forward, left foot back. No, we are all confused here on this side. Okay, so... okay. Confusion is one of the main obstacles we need to overcome. So let's make it right. I'm sorry for you guys. You need to stay in it a little bit longer. You can always come to a child's pose. But it's the left foot that comes forward and the right heel that is on the floor. The left hand is on the inside of the left foot, and then you bring the right arm up. So it's not a twist. This is way more easy. Why making life more complicated than it actually has to be? So bring the arm over your beautiful face. Look underneath the armpit to the sky. And take 3 full breaths to the chest. And is the thigh burning already on this side? That's the question. And can you stay in a full focus of the breath and the body sensations? Alright, let's all come to the high plank. And from the high plank, lower the whole body down to a chaturanga. Rolling over the toes, upward facing dog, shoulder blades together on the back. Open front of the body. Exhale, now gently roll back. Downward facing dog. 5 smooth breaths. Finding your own breath. And by the breath, checking in with the body sensations. On the next inhale, lifting the right foot up and then bend that knee. We're going to bring the right knee to the outside of the right wrist. And you want to keep this knee close first. If you don't have any knee problems, then bring this right foot a little bit more forwards and flex the foot. So that means that you pull the toes towards the knee. And then we are having a look over the left shoulder to see if the left leg is in one line with the side of the mat. And again, all the 5 toes are really in contact with the floor. They create extra stability in the posture, okay? So on the inhale now, first bring your full chest to the front. Look towards the nose. And on the exhale, slowly come down and forwards. You can either create a pillow out of your hands or bring your arms forwards. Soften the shoulders. And keep on breathing deeply in an Ujjayi breath. You want to equalize your hips. So don't hang to the right or to the left. You might want to check yourself by bringing one hand to your sacrum to feel that the hips are really leveled. Back to the front, focusing on the deep breath, breathing with sound. You might feel a strong sensation in your right outer hip. Then direct your breath to that sensation. Don't get triggered by all the emotions that the hips might bring up. But simply send the breath to that outer hip. Becoming the observer and not a judger. It's a real different thing. And maybe the breath can create a little bit more openness and softness. So on the inhale, slowly come up, walking your hands back to the body. Turning the toes of the left foot under. And then on the inhale, coming back to the downward facing dog. And then let's come to the other side. So on the inhale, we lift the left leg up. We're going to bend this knee. And bring the knee to the outside of the left wrist this time. And then see if you can bring your full right thigh to the floor. So Alexander, it doesn't come to the right wrist, but to the left wrist, yeah. And then foot a little bit more forwards. Look over your shoulders to see if the leg is in one line with the mat. And then come back to the front. So first open your chest, open the throat, look to your nose. And on the exhale, slowly walk the hands forwards. And come to rest in a full Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Wherever you are in the posture, see if you can relax your shoulders, resting your forehead to the floor or to that pillow. and maintaining a deep and audible breath. Simply notice if your mind starts to drift away, thinking about other things. Then it's your decision, your conscious decision to bring it back to the breath, bring it back to the body sensations. So maybe think back of your intention. Did you come here to really think about other things? Or did you come here to take a break from the busy life that you think you're having? Slowly walk your hands back towards the body. And we're going to roll to the outside of the left thigh and bring the right leg forwards. We're going to straighten both legs out to the front. And we're not going deeply into the forward bends tonight, so make this one count. On the inhale, lifting your arms up high, opening your chest, opening the front of the body. And on the exhale now, folding forward over two straight legs. Maybe interlacing the hands behind the feet. Maybe holding the ankles. Maybe pulling the balls of the feet towards you with your fingers, pressing the big toes away. So you create an inner rotation of the legs. Big toes are definitely together. Feet are flexed. And then we stay here for 10 breaths. So see if you can count your own breath. I'm not going to do it for you. And see if the counting can help you to stay in the moment. Relaxing your shoulders. While you're counting, think of lifting and lengthening on the inhale. And on the exhale, come a little bit deeper in the forward bend. Taking full responsibility of your own leadership. So if you are done with the 10 breaths, then don't be shy to come up, you know? Like we all have different lengths of breath. As I already said in the beginning, you're just here for yourself, not for me, not for your neighbors. So come up if you're ready, right? And if you're not ready, we will wait for you, no problem. So on the next inhale, we're going to bring the hands behind us, finger pointing to the front and bending the knees and bring the feet parallel to each other. Already feel the steady connection to the floor with the hands and feet. And then on the exhale, we are going to bring the tail in between the legs, the tailbone, like the end of the spine, and lifting up the hips. So lift the hips up as high as possible. Don't blow your belly out, but come as high as possible. And if you no longer can see the knees, then that's a point where you can start to bring the gaze back slowly and breathing fully in towards your chest. So that's the point in the body where you want to bring the breath to. Fully into the chest and feel the strength in the belly on the exhale. Taking one more deep and full breath into the chest. And on the exhale now lower the hips slowly down to the floor. Bring the hands next to the body and let's straighten the legs. Come to Navasana. So big toes are together, knees are coming together. And let's bring the arms parallel to the floor. Lifting out of your lower back. Bring the chest a little bit higher. Breathing into the chest. Exhale, feeling the strength in the core. Breathing in. And out. I know you all love this posture. So let's take one more breath. And And exhale, bend the knees, placing the hands on the floor and slowly stepping back, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. On the inhale now, lifting the right foot up, step it in between the hands, and then keep the left hand on the floor, bringing your left heel a little bit further away from the body. And on the inhale, we're going to lift the right arm up. Again, the arms are in one line. And now we do come for the twist. Yes. Again, confusion on that side of the room. So open your chest fully, bringing your clavicles and your shoulders in one beautiful line. Reaching a little bit higher with the right hand. Taking one more breath. And out. On the inhale, bring the right hand down to the floor and stepping back, downward facing dog. Taking one breath in between. And out. Now on the inhale, left foot up and step it in between the hands. Right hand stays on the floor. And on the inhale, lifting the left arm up. And again, come for the simple twist on the other side. Make sure that the back leg is completely straight. Work on opening your chest a little bit more. And you want to feel the full capacity of your chest on the inhale. And you want to feel the strength in your lower belly on the exhale. And slowly bring your hands down to the floor. Cruising back, downward facing dog. And if you still have some juice left, that means that you start listening to your own breath. Then bring the shoulders forwards to a high plank. Lower the whole body to a low plank chaturanga by bending the elbows. Now rolling over the toes, upward facing dog. Shoulder blades are coming together on the back. And then exhale, rolling back, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. So that's how we create this more intimate relationship with our own body, right? We are not being led by the mind, but we really tune in with the body sensations, tune in with the breath. And that tells us a lot about when we need to stop and when we are actually able to continue. Because the mind, tells us all kinds of stories where we need to believe in, right? But actually we want to shift the attention away from the mind. Alright, on the inhale now, shoulders forwards to a high plank. And on the exhale, very, 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 very slowly, lower the whole body down in one straight line. Come to lay down on the floor, hands underneath the shoulder heads. The feet are still parallel and hip width. You want to bring the tops of the feet fully down on the floor. Press the pubic bone a little bit more into the floor, and then we start lifting the knees. So we engage the legs, and we also protect the lower back. Forehead is on the floor, and first on the inhale we find a full length in the whole body. And on the inhale we gently start peeling the chest of the floor and coming into Bhujangasana. So again, listen to your breath. If the breath becomes shaky or shallow, then that's probably a sign that you're coming up too much. Then come a little bit lower. You're simply here for yourself, not for me, not for your neighbor. Breathing one more time fully into your chest. And exhale, bring the right ear down to the floor. Arms alongside the body. And bring the ankles out to the side so you can release your lower back. Taking a rest. Bring the forehead to the floor. This time we start bringing the big toes together, pointing the toes away. Already start engaging the legs by lifting the knees off the floor. bring length to your lower back. So you want to bring the tailbone in the direction of your heels. And it really creates more space if you want to come for the back bendings. Arms are alongside the body. And you bring the tops of the hands onto the floor. No, alongside the body. So next to the hips, yes. And then on the inhale first, you start reaching up with the chest. Press the feet firmly down into the floor and use the feet to come a little bit higher. Think of lengthening your tailbone in the direction of your heels, so there's really a lot of space in your lower back. And keep your hands on the floor. That really helps to come up a little bit higher. And if you have the feeling that you can bring some extra to the posture, then also start lifting the legs. Now the big toes stay together. You really want to point the toes away and lifting a little bit higher without compromising on the length of your legs, so you don't bend the legs. Taking one more full breath in, come to your maximum. And on the exhale now bring your left ear down to the floor. Dropping the ankles to the sides, releasing your lower back. Take rest. Again, bring the forehead to the floor. Bring the big toes together. And already start to engage your lower back. Engage the leg by lifting the knees off the floor. And then we are going to interlace the fingers behind the back. So by interlacing the fingers behind the back, we can already create some more openness in the front. So really draw your shoulder blades together on the back. And then first on the inhale, focus on the length in the body. And on the exhale, peel the chest and the legs off the floor. And come as high up as possible. Big toes are together, you point the toes away. And you lift up the legs from just below your navel. So there's a lot of action and strength coming from the lower belly to lift the legs up. Bring the chin a little bit in towards the chest. Taking one more deep breath in. Come to your maximum. And on the exhale, bring the right ear down. Release your hands. And bring the ankles to the sides. Good work, guys. If you feel your lower back now, that's probably a sign that you did too much. And then it's a good sign that you need to start to listen more to your breath and body sensations instead of your mind. It's just the mind that tells you to come higher, to do whatever you want to do. But maybe that's not so wise. Forehead again to the floor. This time we start bending the legs and we flex the feet. Also here, find the end of your tail. And you want to bring the tailbone more in the direction of your knees. So you lengthen your lower back. Keep that action in your lower back when you start holding the outside of the ankles. And even when you come up. So first take a full and deep breath in with your forehead still on the floor. And on the exhale you gently start to pull your chest from the floor. And bring the toes a little bit more with the 2 feet flexed to the floor behind you. Chest fully open. And in this posture you definitely want to breathe to your chest. So you intensify the posture by breathing a little bit deeper. Try to make the breath as smooth as possible. Knees stay hip width together, so not wider out to the sides. Be mindful about that. Let's take one more breath. And on the exhale, gently release. Bring the left ear down. And letting go of the ankles out to the sides. And now you maybe want to bring your hips from left to right. So you release the lower back a little bit more. do this one more time. Bending the legs and flexing the feet. Make sure that the knees stay together. And while the forehead is still on the floor, see if you can reach for the outside of your ankles. And forehead stays on the floor on the inhale. On the exhale, gently start peeling your chest off the floor and come to a full bow posture. So you bring the toes more to the floor behind you. And by doing so, you can lift up the chest a little bit more. Breathing fully and deeply into the chest. And you want to bring your sternum first more forwards and then more up. So there stays a lot of length in your lower back. And if you have the feeling that you can really not breathe anymore, then that's a clear sign that you do too much, right? So listen to your breath. After the 5th breath, slowly come down right here on the floor. Shaking the hips from left to right. Ankles out to the sides. Enjoy the rest in between. And then slowly, gently roll over to come and lay on your back. Make sure to have a block handy. And we are going to place the block in one line, so with the shortest sides, in one line with the spine, right? So we don't place it horizontally on the spine, but we really bring it in so vertically on the spine. Yeah? It's really a big difference. Okay, so have the block handy. Make sure to bend the knees and be able to touch the heels with your fingertips. Turn the toes a little bit in. And then on the inhale, we're going to bring the tailbone again towards the knees. And then slowly we start bringing the block underneath the sacrum in one line with the spine. And then you can interlace the fingers around the block and open your chest maybe a little bit more. Bring the chin towards the chest. Or I mean the chest towards the chin. That's a better way. And feet stay connected to the floor. Your glutes really release over the block. And if you feel that the block is sticking into your spine, then that's not a good sign. So probably you need to bring the block a little bit lower, so it's just above your butt crack. So place it the other way around. So, no? On the short side, can I help you? Lifting the hips a little bit higher. Right there. Sit now in the middle of your spine and on the sacrum. Yeah. And really relax the glutes over the block. So you have the block horizontally now on your spine. So you really want to bring it in one line with them. Yeah. Great. It should feel quite comfortable. Also for you, bring the block in one line with the spine. Yes. Now it's not cool. Yeah. Sorry. Does it feel okay? Yeah? So Alexander, turn the block. Yeah, like that. Perfect. Alright, feel the openness in your chest. Well, it's quite a restorative posture. Taking 3 more breaths and therefore also fully focus on your chest. So you want to bring the full inhalation to the space that has been created in the chest. And after the 3rd breath, slowly bring the block away from underneath. And with your full attention on the exhale, roll the spine slowly down to the floor. So really unwind the back bend slowly. Nice. Alright, taking a couple of breaths on the floor. might want to have a look to see what we're doing to come into the full posture. If you are familiar with bridge posture already, then maybe you want to come up for 2 bridges. If you're not familiar, you can come and sit up and have a look. So first, we want to make sure that we have the right distance between the feet and the shoulders, so to say. So you bend the legs, bring the toes a little bit in, and you make sure that you can touch your heels with your fingertips. And focusing on the feet, so the feet don't lift up from the floor while we're coming up. On the inhale, you first lift up the hips, bring the tailbone towards the knees, and roll the shoulders a little bit more under so you can really puff up your chest and bring the chest towards the chin. So there is now still space behind my neck. So there is space that my neck doesn't fully press into the floor. We want to keep a healthy neck here. So this is already quite something. So you can really work on this. If you want to take it one step further, then you start bringing your hands next to the ears. And take a full and deep breath in to bring your crown of the head down to the floor. And I see a lot of people that bring their elbows out to the side. But you want to bring the elbows and the shoulders in. And on the exhale, you want to straighten the arms. So come to a full arch. So you open the full frontal body, taking 5 deep breaths to the chest, letting your head hang freely, softening your shoulders. And after the 5th breath, look gently up to the ceiling. And again, you consciously want to roll down the spine to the floor and take a rest. Alright, I'm going to talk you through it. So first, make sure that you can touch your heels with your fingertips. And bring the toes a little bit in. And then on the inhale, start lifting your hips up, curling the tailbone toward your knees. And the thighs are really firing up already. Rolling the shoulders under, interlacing the fingers behind the back. And make sure that there is still space below your neck, so the neck doesn't press into the floor. You can stay here for 2 or 3 breaths. Really try to press your wrists into the floor to open your chest a little bit more. You want to work on that eventually, yeah? And then bring your hands next to your ears. Fingers are pointing towards the heels. Elbows in together. Take a full breath into your chest. And on the exhale, bring the crown of the head down to the floor. Again, full breath into the chest. Bring the elbows together. And on the exhale, now straighten the arms. And you really want to fire up those thighs. Making sure that the knees stay compact, hip width apart together. Make sure that the toes are pointing in. Your toes are pointing a little bit out to the sides. It's okay. You want to be mindful of those things. Taking 5 full breaths when you're up. And to come out, look up to the ceiling. And gently roll your spine down to the floor. Alright, and now gently bring your knees into your chest. First with 2 straight arms. And after a couple of breaths, you can bring your knees fully into your chest, rounding your lower back and drawing some small circles on the sacrum. Closing your eyes and massaging your own lower back. And then shaking your legs out to the sky. Taking a deep breath into your chest. On the exhale, open your mouth, releasing the air through the mouth. Once more, shaking the legs out, fully breath into the chest, exhaling out through the mouth. And then bending both knees, keeping the knees together in a 90-degree angle. And then bring your knees out to the left side. And then holding the right knee with your left hand. So your knees come to a 90-degree angle. The legs, so the legs are in a 90-degree angle, but your thighs are also in a 90-degree angle from your upper body. And then bring your right arm out to the side. Look over the right arm to the right hand. And come to a twist in the spine. You might want to close the eyes or at least soften the eyes. And then come to the other side. So first bring the legs back to the center. Make sure that the legs are in a 90-degree away from the upper body. The legs itself are also in a 90-degree angle. Bring them to the right side. And then look over to the left arm. Try to bring your full left shoulder down to the floor. Close your eyes or soften the eyes. Gentle breath. Moving over to come and lay on your right side. And come and sit up. So we're about to come up in a shoulder stance. And I'd like to show you something how to come into a safe shoulder stance. Because a lot of people, they have a bone, T7, sticking out of their neck, right? At least that's my situation. So I see a lot of yogis who are bruised on that spot, and that's because of a shoulder stance. And actually when that bone is like really pressing into the floor, it's quite unhealthy for the neck. So there's another way of coming into a safe shoulder stance, and I'm going to teach you how to come into that. We're using a prop, and to make it a little bit corona proof, you can fold your mat over it, okay? So then we come and lay on the floor with the shoulders like 5 centimeters away from the edge. So this neck is completely free, and that sticky bone is like in between the mat and the floor. So it's really hanging in the air. So to come in, we first come into the plow posture. So the straight legs are over the head, and then you want to roll the shoulders under and interlace the fingers. Now your neck should feel nice and free, and your shoulders are resting onto the block or onto the cushion. Pressing the wrist preferably into the floor, so your upper body becomes completely straight. It's pointing very vertically up to the sky. So after 5 breaths, you want to bring the hands to the upper back. Those are the fingers are pointing up to the ceiling. And then you bring one leg up and then the other. And then you start floating the feet. Not pointing the feet, not flexing the feet, but you reach up with the balls of the heels. To come out with 2 straight legs. Again, walking the feet a little bit away from the head, so the upper body is completely vertical. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Shoulders should be nice and open by now. Stay there for 5 breaths. And then to come out, use your hands as a brake and rolling slowly out. Watch where your feet are landing, and then you can bring the cushion to the side. Then we come to the counter posture. So first, elbows are into the floor, and we already start puffing up the chest. And then we bring the crown of the head down onto the floor. Feet are flexed, and we stay here for 3 breaths to open the throat and open the chest again as a counter posture. On the inhale, you look up, and then we rest in Shavasana. Okay? So if you want to make use of the cushions, be my guest, you can also use blankets, fold it double, and then also bring your mat over it. Just experiment a little bit with it, so you really can feel the difference. Okay? Good. Yes. And you even might want to fold the blanket double, so it's a little bit higher. Yeah, like that. Alright. That might be a little bit too high. Yeah. So use a blanket. I'll give you one. Ja. Deze is er ook nog. Kijk eens. Ja. Okay. So if you use a blanket, make sure that it equally folds. So your left shoulder is not higher than your right shoulder. And really feel that your neck is nice and free. Your sticky bone is not pressing into the cushion or onto the floor. So maybe you need to come a little bit higher on the... Yeah. Alright. So first come to a plow posture. Walk the feet a little bit away from the body, so you really bring the upper body vertically away from the floor. Yeah, probeer je, really try to bring your toes to the cushion, because yeah, it's good for your shoulders. Yeah. Bring your shoulders a little bit more under. Yeah, you're almost there. Are you scared? No, you shouldn't, because you really have the capacity to do it. Yeah, but you can bring your toes to the floor. I can see that. Try to straighten the legs, and then interlace the fingers a little bit. Yes. Ooh, look at you. Okay. Yeah. So that's why you need to come more on the cushion. Yeah, then your neck is still nice and free and happy. So I think your work is more to stay in a plow posture, to really open up in your shoulders, and over time then come into the full shoulder stand, okay? So we stay up for 3 more breaths if you're still up in the shoulder stand. And then slowly come out after the 3rd breath. Come to a plow posture. Legs overhead. Interlace the fingers again behind the back. And try to really bring the wrists into the floor. Straighten the legs, walk the feet a little bit away from the body. And after 5 breaths, bring the palms down to the floor. And slowly roll the whole spine down to the floor. Rolling gently out. And then come to fist posture, but remove the prop away from underneath the shoulders. And then come high up on the elbows. Bring the chest a little bit up, So you create space to bring the crown of the head down on the floor, flexing the feet and puff up the chest, and breathing fully and deeply into the chest, opening the throat. So you want to flex your feet. Yes. And after 3 breaths, slowly and gently roll out and prepare for Shavasana, final relaxation. Bring the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Arms out to the side. And the palms are open to the sky. Shoulders resting onto the floor. And see if you can use the exhales especially to sink a little bit deeper in the posture. And then letting go of the breath, shifting from action to non-action, tuning fully in with the body sensations. So maybe you can feel your hands, maybe you can feel the feet. Letting go and letting go. Slowly start to breathe a little bit deeper. And then wiggling the toes and moving the fingertips. Drawing your knees into the chest and rolling to the right side of the body. With the help of your left hand, press yourself gently up. And then let's come to sit again. With two crossed legs, eyes closed, hands resting on the knees. Finding a steady seat. Noticing maybe a calm breath. And maybe your mind has slowed down over the last 1.5 hours. Maybe. Become aware of it. Don't judge yourself if it didn't. Please don't judge me for it, but simply observe. Notice what is there and what is not there. And then we will also close the cycle by chanting 3 times Om together again. So uniting the hands together in front of the heart space. Exhaling first. Breathing in deeply, filling up. Bolo Sadguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Bowing forwards. Opening the eyes, opening the palms. Bowing down to your inner teacher if you like. You don't need to, you know, like it's not a religion or anything. It's nothing dogmatic. Yeah, it's also really nice for the back, that's right. And then take your time to come out of class. Thank you for being here tonight and giving it a good go, everyone. I'm sorry, but it's raining. Or thankfully it's raining, you know, like we've been talking about dryness, of course, for a long period of time. We have run a little bit late, 10 minutes over time. Yeah, what are 10 minutes on a life? Human life, right? So, but I'm sorry for that, of course. Hope to see you around and be a little bit sweet and gentle for yourself. Yeah, thank you. you.